Chosen one. Wait. Don't scroll. I'm not casually suggesting you stay. I'm urging you. What I'm about to share isn't random information. It's something that has been embedded inside you since the day you entered this world. Before you ever took your first breath, heaven placed something within you. A divine imprint, a spiritual blueprint, a sequence designed to unlock at a precise, appointed time. That time is now, and if you click away too soon, you risk walking away from an activation meant for this very moment. Some windows don't reopen. Some appointments aren't rescheduled. This isn't entertainment. This isn't hype. This isn't a video you save for later. This is a spiritual download happening in real time. Heaven has been anticipating this. The enemy has been resisting it. And you, chosen one, are standing seconds away from stepping into the version of yourself that was written before you were formed. At 3:33 this morning, I was pulled into a vision that shook me deeply. I saw what looked like a heavenly command center. Screens everywhere, each displaying a different life. On every screen, I saw untapped potential, unopened gifts, callings left unanswered, abilities that had never been accessed. And then, I saw yours. The angel beside your screen said, "This one has waited long enough. They've felt something stirring their whole life, but never had language for it. They knew they were meant for more, but the door never fully opened. Tonight, it changes." I watched as 7 sequences were entered, one after another, unlocking what had been dormant since birth. Then I heard the voice of God. The season of dormancy is over. What was asleep is waking. What was sealed is opening. What was only potential is becoming power. The activation has begun. That activation is for you. Don't skip this. Don't scroll past it. Stay until the final code is revealed. Your story is about to make sense in ways it never has before. Before we go further, I need you to do something intentional. Type, "Activate my codes" in the comments. This isn't just typing words. It's alignment. It's agreement. It's faith in action. Your declaration becomes the key. Your belief becomes the password. Type it now. And if something inside you is already stirring, that unexplainable quickening, that feeling in your spirit, then subscribe right now. What follows this message will speak even more directly to your assignment. Don't miss the instructions that come after activation. Now, listen carefully. There is a divine framework that governs human potential. Some call it destiny. Others call it purpose. Prophets call it calling. Whatever the name, it's real. Every person is born with encoded gifts, spiritual abilities woven into their essence by the Creator, talents planted before the womb, capacities designed to surface at the appointed time. But the enemy knew about your design, so he sent trauma to disrupt your confidence. He sent rejection to make you question your worth. He sent failure to convince you you had nothing special. He sent comparison to distort your identity. Year after year, the codes stayed buried. The gifts stayed unopened. The calling stayed quiet. Until tonight. Tonight, the awakening begins. Activation Code 1. Your spiritual gifts are unlocking. Heaven retrieved your original design, not the version shaped by pain, not the identity edited by rejection, not the mask built for survival. The original blueprint. And in that blueprint are gifts you've already felt glimpses of. Moments when you sensed something before it happened. Moments when insight came out of nowhere. Moments when your presence shifted a room. Moments when someone felt lighter just being near you. Those weren't coincidences. Those were flashes, brief overrides in the suppression system. But now, the suppression is lifting. Some of you carry discernment. the ability to see beneath surfaces, to read what isn't spoken, to detect truth from deception. You silenced it because you were told you were overthinking. But it's activating again. Within days, you'll recognize something you once would have missed, and you'll know the gift is live. Some of you carry healing, emotional, spiritual, even physical. People leave conversations with you feeling restored, but you never understood why. That gift is awakening. Soon, someone will experience tangible change simply because you were present. As it says in 1 Corinthians 12:7, each person is given a manifestation of the Spirit for the common good. Yours is rising now. The first code is active. Do not skip. Activation Code 2. Your hidden talents are being released. There are abilities inside you that were never fully developed, not because you lacked potential, but because access was restricted. Opportunities were blocked. Confidence was attacked. Timing was delayed. But what was locked is opening. If this message resonates, pause and like this video. It helps this word reach others who are stepping into their activation too. And if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel so you don't miss what's coming next. Because this isn't random. This is your awakening. Every time you tried to move toward that gift, something derailed you. Every time you began sharpening that skill, life interrupted. Every time you got close to stepping into that ability, a distraction pulled you away. You blamed timing. You assumed it wasn't meant for you. You convinced yourself you just didn't have what it takes. But what I was shown tells a different story. There was resistance, targeted resistance, assigned to keep you from developing the very thing that would make you dangerous to darkness. It studied your wiring. It analyzed your potential. It tracked the abilities that would give you influence. And then it obstructed every pathway that led to growth. But that obstruction has just been lifted. The second code is active. The restriction is breaking. The talent is rising. I saw creativity buried inside so many of you. The ability to write words that pierce hearts. The ability to design art that awakens something eternal. The ability to build systems that solve real problems. The ability to speak in a way that shifts entire atmospheres. It was suppressed because it carried weight. The enemy knew that if you ever stepped fully into it, your influence wouldn't be small. It would ripple. So the door was jammed. But not anymore. Within the next 21 days, you will feel an unusual creative momentum. Ideas will arrive unannounced. Solutions will connect in your mind. Inspiration will flow without strain. And you'll recognize it. Something has unlocked. Just like it says in Exodus 35:31-32, being filled with wisdom, understanding, knowledge, and skill to create. That same spirit is stirring in you now, equipping you for what you're meant to build. The gift that felt buried is being unearthed. Stay with me. Activation Code 3. Your silenced voice is being released. This is the code the enemy feared most. You weren't just born with vocal cords. You were born with a frequency, a message, a truth only you could articulate in your tone, your experience, your authority. But somewhere along the way, your voice was shut down. Someone told you to quiet down. Someone mocked your honesty. Someone dismissed what you were trying to say. Someone made you feel like your words carried no weight. So you adapted. You learned to shrink, to hold back, to let others dominate the room while you faded into the background. Silence felt safer. But safety was never the assignment. Impact was. And impact requires expression. The third code has been entered. The seal is breaking. You will not remain muted. Within 14 days, you'll feel it. A rising urgency to speak, To write, to declare, words will form before you overthink them. Messages will burn in your chest until you release them. Isaiah 54 says the Lord gives a taut tongue to sustain the weary. That instruction is activating over you. Your words will carry strength. Your voice will restore people who didn't even know they were exhausted. The suppression is ending. Don't scroll. Activation code 4. Your creative flow is being restored. What I saw next was overwhelming. There are inventions inside some of you that would reshape industries, books that would shift generations, songs that would heal broken places, businesses that would create opportunity for thousands, solutions that would answer global problems. And they've been sitting dormant. You were marked as a creative threat before you even recognized your own imagination. Fear was installed at the doorway of innovation. Perfectionism was planted to stall progress. Lies were whispered every time inspiration surfaced. You're not original. Someone else already did it. You'll fail. Who do you think you are? So you hesitated. You second-guessed. You stopped before you started. But the fourth code has been entered. The barriers are dissolving. The flow is returning. Within 72 hours, you'll notice clarity where there was fog. Ideas will connect faster. Possibilities will seem closer. The channel is reopening. Ephesians 2:10 reminds us we are created for good works prepared in advance. That includes what you create, what you build, what you release into the world. It was prepared long ago, and now it's being unlocked. Stay with me. Activation code 5. Your frozen confidence is thawing. You were not born insecure. As a child, you were bold, curious, fearless. You tried without calculating failure. You expressed yourself without rehearsing approval. You believed you could do anything. Then life happened. Rejection layered doubt. Criticism layered shame. Failure layered fear. Comparison layered inadequacy. Eventually, confidence froze over. You started playing small, avoiding visibility, settling, not because you were incapable, but because you questioned your worth. But the fifth code has just been entered. The ice is melting. Not arrogance, not ego, holy confidence. The kind that comes from knowing whose you are and why you're here. Within 14 days, you will surprise yourself. You'll take a step you once would have avoided. You'll speak when you once would have stayed quiet. You'll pursue something you once felt unqualified for. Joshua 1:9 declares, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid." That strength is activating. That courage is downloading. Fear no longer has permission to immobilize you. And now, activation code 6. Your delayed purpose is stepping forward. For years, you've carried a knowing, a quiet awareness that your life was meant to point somewhere specific. You couldn't fully articulate it, but you felt it in your bones. It seemed delayed, postponed, out of reach. But delay was not denial. It was preparation. The sixth code is activating what felt overdue. What you sensed all along is no longer distant. It's aligning. Doors you thought were permanently closed will begin to move. Connections will surface. Clarity will sharpen. You are not behind. You were being refined. If this message is speaking directly to your spirit, pause and like this video so it can reach others who are stepping into their activation too. And if you haven't already, subscribe now. What's coming next will go even deeper into your assignment. Stay ready. The awakening isn't theoretical anymore. It's happening. You felt it in the quiet. You caught flashes of it in dreams. But every time you tried to move toward it, something stepped in the way. Wrong timing, wrong support, not enough money, not the right connections. always something between you and the life you sensed you were meant to live. That wasn't random. That was intentional delay. The strategy was simple. Stall you long enough and eventually you'd stop believing. Delay you long enough and you downgrade your own destiny. Convince you that the vision was imagination, that the calling was exaggeration, that the purpose was unrealistic. And for a season, it worked. The assignment waited. The impact paused. The destiny sat untouched. But the sixth code has now been executed. Delay is canceled. Purpose is live. I was shown something powerful. The original blueprint for your life. There were milestones you were meant to hit years ago. Doors you were supposed to walk through decades back. Influence you were designed to carry earlier than this. But here's what you need to understand. God doesn't lose time. He compresses it. What was scheduled for your 20s can explode in your 40s. What was meant for your 30s can manifest in your 50s. Acceleration makes up for delay. Jeremiah 29:11 still stands. The plans were never withdrawn. They were never revoked. They were waiting for activation. Within 21 days, clarity will sharpen. The haze will lift. Direction will feel obvious instead of confusing. You won't be guessing anymore. You'll be moving. Stay with me, because the seventh code changes everything. Activation Code 7, Full Destiny Unlocked. This is the master switch, not just one gift, not just one talent, not just one breakthrough. Everything synchronized, your spiritual gifts online, your talents flowing, your voice clear, your creativity active, your confidence restored, your purpose defined, all of it functioning together. This is what resistance fought your entire life. And this is what has just been released. Heaven declared no more partial access, no more percentage-based living, no more fragmented potential. Everything dormant is coming online. Every suppressed ability, every delayed opportunity, every frozen capacity, unlocked. Where your life once read pending, it now reads active. Where it once read locked, it now reads operational. Psalm 139:16 says, "Your days were written before one of them came to be." That script is no longer theoretical. It's executing. The codes are in place. But listen carefully. The activation cannot be reversed, but it can be doubted. In the next 72 hours, resistance will try one last tactic. You may face discouragement, a small failure, an unexpected distraction, a wave of doubt designed to make you think nothing shifted. Don't fall for it. Activation always comes before visible manifestation. A system updates before you see new features. The change begins internally before it shows externally. But it will show. Days, not decades. Weeks, not years. Guard your thoughts. Protect your belief. Refuse to downgrade what was just unlocked. Now seal this for yourself. Say it out loud. Don't whisper it in your head. I receive the activation of my divine design. My gifts are alive. My talents are flowing. My voice is strong. My creativity is clear. My confidence is restored. My purpose is active. My destiny is unlocked. I am no longer dormant. I am no longer delayed. I am fully activated. When you speak it, something aligns. And now, complete the process. First, like this video, not for numbers, not for popularity, but as a point of agreement. It's your way of saying, I align with this activation. Press it now while it's fresh. Second, subscribe and turn on notifications. There are deeper layers coming. Instructions on how to steward what's been unlocked. Activation tells you what's live. Guidance shows you how to use it. Don't miss what's next. Third, share this with someone who has been shrinking, someone who has been doubting, someone whose potential has been buried under delay. You might be the voice that helps unlock them. And before you leave, type in the comments, "All codes activated." Let it be your declaration. Let it be your line in the sand. You arrived here carrying dormant potential. You're leaving with activated destiny. What was locked is open. What was stalled is moving. What was frozen is flowing. What was delayed is accelerating. This isn't hype. This isn't surface-level motivation. This is an internal shift. 10 minutes ago, you were operating on one level. Now you're operating on another. Go live like someone who knows they've been unlocked. Not the minimized version of you. Not the silenced version. Not the hesitant version. The activated version. Move forward without looking back. The world is about to meet who you were always meant to be. And nothing, absolutely nothing, can shut down what God has just brought online. The codes are entered. The system is running. Now go